This is the Falaise Gap, where the Allies circled the German army and obliterated them as they had tried to escape northeast towards Paris. I think the figures are over 10,000 German soldiers lost their life trying to escape the Falaise Gap. So down there is Chambois, and the Germans were trying to get along this road, you can see here, called the Corridor of Death, as the Germans were trying to retreat back this way, but on this hill were the Polish, and they were surrounded by Americans, Canadians and British. A lot of the German army had horses to draw ammunition and so forth, and apparently in this region there was a lot of dead horses scattered around, and it was very hot and the smell was terrible. So this is the ford at Mossy. This was the only remaining crossing point over the natural anti-tank ditch formed by the River Dives. Under incessant Allied artillery fire and aerial bombing, thousands of German soldiers surged forth into this narrow ford. Exasperation was at its peak, and it was commonplace to see men coming to blows to force their way through. SS officers endeavoured to restore order amidst the ensuing chaos. So the ford across the River Dives at Mossy was one of the critical escape routes for the German forces trapped in the Falaise pocket. Indeed, it was not fully closed until the battle was virtually over. Unlike Chambois or St. Lambert, where American, Canadian or Polish units took control or kept under direct fire the bridges across the Dives, Mossy remained in German hands, and as such was the one escape route kept open. In an increasingly confined area with a few good roads and a river to cross with few bridges that could take vehicles, Mossy became a vital exit from the Allied encirclement. The ford, however, was not ideal for vehicles and was soon clogged with wrecked German equipment. Although Allied forces did not control Mossy, it was heavily shelled by big guns. The effect of Allied artillery fire was devastating, earning Mossy the label of Corridor of Death from the German soldiers running the gauntlet of high explosives from here. The harrowing experiences of the German soldiers' attempt to escape the pocket through the narrow gap between Mossy and St. Lambert under a torrent of Allied indirect and direct fire were vividly described by Heinrich von Lutwitz. He says, on the evening of 19th of August, large numbers of our troops were crowded together in the restricted area of Fouches-Trin-Chambois Montbourg. Some of them had already made repeated attempts to escape to the northwest with vehicles and horse-drawn columns. Quite apart from attacks from the air, the entire terrain was being swept by enemy artillery, and our casualties increased from hour to hour. On the route leading into St. Lambert-sur-Douve from Vallier, where my division was collected, a colossal number of shot-up horses and vehicles lay mixed together with dead soldiers in large heaps, which hourly grew higher and higher. So here's a picture. corridor of death, named by the Germans. And they were coming from that direction up here. And there's a picture on this board that shows you what it looked like. So this is a picture which is apparently this road up here